To Pakistan now, where protesters are closing in on the capital Islamabad, part of nationwide protests calling for the release of the former Prime Minister Imran Khan. The march is in response to a call made by Khan to his supporters, and he called on them to remain in the capital until the government addresses their demands. We have seen some clashes between police and the protesters. Tear gas was used as well. Reportedly, hundreds of people were arrested too on this march, which began on Sunday. Our correspondent in Islamabad is Caroline Davies, and she told me what was happening right now in the middle of the city.
I've spent the last few hours driving around the central part of Islamabad to see what the situation is like here. Now, at the moment, we've got large amounts of the roads here closed off with shipping containers. The internet has been sporadic at best, a large amount of the time just not working if you're not on a Wi-Fi network. Even when you are on Wi-Fi, certain apps like Instagram and WhatsApp, people have been reporting difficulties and problems trying to be able to access those as well. But I think to bear in mind, the main thing here is that actually we've seen several of these protests before here in Islamabad relatively recently, and the city has started to be called Containeristan by locals because there are so many shipping containers that are permanently perched on the side of the roads, ready at any point for the authorities to pull them across and shut the city down. Now, we saw a protest by Imran Khan's supporters by PTI that happened earlier in October when we saw a level of shutdown. So is this going to be any different to that previous protests? Well, there are slight seeds that it could be, but we're waiting to see what will happen. One particularly crucial thing is that Imran Khan's wife, Bushra Bibi, is no longer in prison. She is out and she is leading this march, and the reports that we're getting from the protesters is that she is quite often urging people on, keeping the pressure up to keep people moving forward to get into the city. Bear in mind that Imran Khan himself called for this protest, calling it a last stand, so that has put a lot of pressure on the leadership of the party as well to really show a commitment to the cause. Is that going to make this a different sort of protest, the ones that we've seen previously? I was right in the centre earlier on, Lucy, at this place called Dichok, which is thought to be the area that the protesters will probably aim to try to reach. Now, they've got a large amount of security in place. They've got paramilitaries with riot gear. There's a water cannon standing ready, and there are shipping containers 3 levels high, all there to try and stop any protesters from getting any further and closer to the parliamentary buildings. The crucial thing is which side will manage to persevere, which side will get further. This has been going on for 2 days now. At the moment, the protesters are still stuck outside Islamabad. How close will they get into the capital?
Carrie, what is it that the protesters actually want? Why are they protesting?
So one of the key things is they say that they want to have the release of Imran Khan, who has been in prison since August 2023, well over a year now. That he's had different charges against him. Those court cases have gone through, and quite often they've all been dismissed, but he's still in prison on different charges. These new cases do keep coming up against Imran Khan. He, of course, says that these are politically motivated, and the government say that they are not, and that if he needs to prove his innocence, he should do through the courts of law.